What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Comic Cave. We've got Nathan and Joshua from the Night of the Living Chihuahuas here tonight. Um,
Woo!
we're gonna just get right into it and say thank you guys for joining us. We're super excited to see what's gonna happen next with these killer Chihuahuas that just keep on causing havoc. Let's introduce Joshua. This is your first time here,
Correct.
and then
Right.
sorry,
You want me to say?
how you're involved with the
I'm,
book.
I'm 6'4". I can take down a bear.
ASL, please.
Um, so I'm behind the scenes guy. All the business plan, marketing strategies, promotion, networking,
All right.
and consulting.
Cool.
Basically,
And
Nate's the project manager on this project. We have other ones in the works, but this is our first one. Pork Chop Express. It's our publishing and distribution. That's pretty much all me and Nate. Um, we're totally independent. We have no mainstream anything.
Very cool.
Hell yeah.
How did your partnership come to be? Like, how did you guys have you guys known each other for a minute, or did you guys meet up?
We've known each other for a while, and he called me up one day and was like, "Could I borrow a couple $100?" I'm like, "For what?" He's like, "Well, I have this project. I want to do this comic." I'm like, "Well, why don't we turn it into a business?" And he's like, "Okay." So we set up the business, and we're still working on business parts of it, but um, that's how it came to be. And they started learning more business stuff. I have a degree in business. And they started learning more and more about the business. Still learning, doing a great job. But he's more of a creative director and artwork and the storylines and stuff behind that.
So one of the reasons we really like talking to you guys is because you guys are so open about like the business side of creating the book and starting it up. So how does that work from the ground up? Is it like an LLC? Is it a general partnership? How do you guys start, or what is the business that Pork Chop Express is?
So, getting to know people in the industry, one of the biggest complaints that I've heard from artists is people don't know what they're doing, and they have a great property, IP, whatever, and somebody wants to pick it up. Well, it's just a mess. There's no agreements. There's no whatever. We're trying to be smart about how we approach it. We are an LLC. We have a parent company, and then each project will become its own LLC. We're probably going overboard, and in a way, we've been told we're doing it right. So, yeah, we're learning about business structure. It is a headache. It takes kind of some of the fun out of everything. But we believe in what we do. And so if Netflix, says, "Hey, we like Night of the Chihuahuas," it is very clean and clear about where everybody's at, what's involved, how it works out. And that gives me some peace of mind at night to go to sleep, and some confidence in what we're doing to work with people and not feel like, oh, well, if this kind of works out, and then at the end everybody's mad at each other. And I just think it's healthy way to go about doing things.
Definitely. It makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of creative endeavors, there's so much stuff that gets just kind of tossed up and assumed, and nobody really has clear lines. So I think communication's key with everything, man. That's really cool.
Especially working with friends. Somebody's, "Well, I did this and I did this and I did more work than you." There's going to be a clear picture of who did what.
Right.
In case it does get sold or picked up or whatever have you. It's just there's a clear picture per project.
And it's cool. I mean, like for Free Comic Book Day, we did 4 locations in 3 states. I mean, getting to work with other people and kind of coordinating, and I don't know if that's trying to sound cool. It felt like a good accomplishment to, when we had a successful day. Like, there was not much trouble. Like, everybody ran their show and it went well. And I guess I'll brag a little bit. It felt good to like pull that off. I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but it was at the end of the day, I was like,
No, I think part of it, you do have to have that chip on your shoulder, man. When you set out to do a lot of work and it plays out really well, and no, like you said, nobody complaining, nobody felt like they got gypped or anything. That's something to be proud of. I said that's why
Yeah.
we like talking to you guys, because we like hearing that aspect of it. I don't think too many people open up about the business side of it, so we like hearing about it because we're consumers. We read it, we enjoy it, and then we put it aside, but we have no idea the work that went into getting that thing published. So that's why we're curious about the business side of it. So I think it's something that a lot of people should know about, because like you said, there's been friendships that, I think more famously partnerships like The Walking Dead, when things like that take off, you're like, wait, what do I get? What do I get out of it from my contribution, even if they were very early on? So
We went into the mindset that this has to be fun. When it stops being fun, we're done. No, I mean, the business side of it's going to be ups and downs, but when it stops being fun and you're losing a friendship over it, it's not worth it anymore, right? So we had the mindset is this has to be fun. It's not fun, and it's nothing we want to do. We're not out to make a killing. We're just trying to make it happen. And if something works out, it's going to work out. We still want to be able to break even and have fun.
Absolutely.
that's a soundbite right there.
We're not
here. We're not
Clip that.
Yeah, we're gonna clip that. Don't need to make it happen. I like that shit.
I want to show you guys. I'm excited. Got issue 4. So you can see the reflection of the light. This is a cover art by an artist named Eric Ruiz. He's out of it's a city just south of Modesto, if you guys know the Central Valley. I can't open this in a second. But he did the interiors, and this is artwork by J Photos.
Oh, that's
Can you
nice.
see it?
Yeah.
Do you know the reference?
Yeah, that's the Last of Us.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we have another one. I don't have a copy of it here. It's a limited edition. Actually, can I show you on my phone? Sorry, I just jumped into another subject.
Oh, good. You're excited, and
I am excited, and this is
I saw that just the other day on the Instagram.
Yeah, this is we call this one the 7 C's, like the letter C.
That's a clever one.
Yeah.
Who did that one?
We are pushing. What's that?
Who did that one?
Oh, his name is Leon Leclerc, and he's out of Ohio, I think. His nickname is the Gigolo, which I think is amazing. He's honestly been one of the coolest and chillest people that I've met throughout this whole thing. I don't know if like he's internally in turmoil, but he sounds like Morgan Freeman on a breezy day or something. It's just like so. But we've been pushing the homage envelope. The Chizilla you guys have seen.
The big one was clever too.
Yeah.
And the G one, that one was awesome.
Did you guys see the I'm gonna flash this one to the you guys like street art?
Oh yeah, the Obey one, the bite.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That was clever too,
That
man.
was clever.
We got to get that up on some walls.
Yeah, my a good friend Josh and I, his name is Tim Hahn. He's part of a crew called the Illuminaries, and they do humongous murals all through pretty much through the world now. But we workshopped that one and came out pretty cool. But we're pushing the homage envelope. And there's all kinds of stories behind it. I don't want to take all the time, but we had an issue 1 that I think you guys had, and we had to move away from that because of some I don't know the right word. What's that?
Say it. Just say
it. The artist that created the image plagiarized, and in comics it's not odd to plagiarize, but he did not give any credit to the original artist. And then when we asked him twice, he lied to us. and we decided to split ways with him. So this is our new issue 1. Once again, an homage to The Shining. But in my mind, it's been like, how can we get people's heads to turn at what we're creating? So we're pushing the homage envelope. Josh likes the original artwork a lot more, but we're still, like he said, trying to have fun. And when people see things like Chizilla or Jaws or The Shining, they're like, "Oh, I remember that. That's cool." So main thing is to get them to pick it up, then start to read, and then they enjoy. So
Have you had more people hit you guys up about like wanting to do like an homage cover for you because they're seeing like how cool it looks and like it's clever with the Chihuahua as the protagonist?
yeah, we've had people submit artwork unrequested, and some of it we've had to say no to. I don't want to be mean, but some of it's just not a fit for us. I guess that's the best way to say it. And actually, the Seven Seas cover, I didn't know about that until the day somebody commissioned that for us. His name's Rob Dieterle from Aquatus Comics, and he commissioned that for us. And I found out that it was happening, and then saw it the next day. I was like, "Whoa, we'll use that." So that worked out really cool. And we were looking at it, and this is the whole thing about plagiarism. We're like, well, that's a Disney thing. You don't want to mess with Disney. But we found out what we understand to be kind of ground rules. We actually found a lawyer that works in comic books. So we had a conversation with him, but we were passing that image around to a couple people on the inside, and somebody was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Sorry, my son is sitting here. And one of the guys instantly, he's like, "That's AI. That's so much AI." But I have the pencils and the inks here, the original artwork, so it's pretty cool. But I don't know if that's right. That long answer for your question.
That's all good.
I think it's really funny, like with Disney stuff. It's so hit or miss. I was commissioned to do a couple covers, kind of homaging some Disney posters from back in the day, and finished them up, mocked them, sent them off, and the lawyers just said, "No way, no way." So it's
Yeah,
you guys have found a way to kind of get that through, and somebody who's going to back you up. If
well, we do have logic behind it, but we'll see how it pans out. Or my next podcast with you guys might be from a jail cell, but
Live from Men's Correctional.
I mean, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to get a cease and desist letter, unless you're like making hundreds of thousands of
I was
dollars.
gonna say you got to
sure,
make
I'm
thousands
sure.
and thousands of dollars off that.
yeah.
Like if you're doing a limited run, 100 of them or something, it doesn't really matter. If you start going above, crazy, then it becomes a problem. You'll get a cease and desist letter. If you don't cease and desist, the lawyer's going to come knocking. They'll probably take everything you own because they're Disney and you don't have enough money to battle them in court.
that's kind of our idea, is to keep it because it's so cool. And it's like, well, if we do it limited, just for Kickstarter and have a couple extra things, it offers people, the artist gets his work out, because he's fairly new and he's good. Like if you look at the images side by side, he hand drew the beads and everything. You can tell that he actually drew it. It's very similar, but it's not traced like the other guy.
And so, Joshua, from your perspective, so when it comes to setting up, you said you worked on the distribution side of it as well. Like, how do you guys know what numbers to run? Like, how many to print? How many of a certain title? Like, how does that get determined by you guys?
We haven't got to that point yet. We just kind of do small runs. We're lucky enough to run with a cool printer that lets us do small runs. So what most people don't understand, if you're picking up a Marvel magazine, DC magazine, they're running 100,000 copies at once. They're paying 50 cents a book, right? So even as a small run, as much as 1,000, you're still paying, $4 or $5 if you want a nice print, right? So like when we're selling our comics, they're selling for $10. The price point's there. But people have to understand we're totally independent. We're doing small runs. We're paying the artists, everybody's getting paid along the way. It's not like the only people that really are not getting paid is Nate and I and our other partners. But everybody else is getting paid along the way. And so, like, what's cool, like, let's say we print 100 of them, and we go to a con and we run out. We can call and they can have them printed up the next day for us.
Nice.
If we run out, or like, we'll determine, like, Nate determined, okay, we're going to be in 4 places on Free Comic Book Day. Each person needs this amount of books. After that, whatever's left over, of course, you can go to local stores and sell them wholesale to them after the event.
And
even
And we,
Huh? Go ahead, Nate.
I was just gonna say, and then we are in, we got into Ray's Comics. Thank you guys. That was you. But we're in 41 stores in 8 or 9 states, and we're also in Canada, and we're doing all of it ourselves. I march into a shop, Josh does, and when it's just kind of a flowing thing, like Josh is saying, like we make enough money to print, we buy more, we go check in on stores, and it could be better, probably more methodical, but we're just trying to do the best we can. It's a lot of work, a lot more work than I thought it would be, but at one store here in Phoenix we sold out 6 times. Nice. So and it's funny because some stores won't take us in at all, and it's like, but we're doing good over here. But the store owner probably knows their fan base. If a horror comedy is not going to do well there, like, I'm learning, it's not personal, like, it probably just won't sell there. So yeah, I mean, we're Josh and I, we make sales kind of kits and presentations up, blast emails. Like, Josh contacted Golden Apple. You guys know Golden Apple? Yeah. And they want to see our book. We just haven't had a chance to get in there. It's like, that's a great store to get into, and it's not easy for us. So
it's a lot of cold calling, a lot of emails, and then a lot of walking in person. A lot of times they don't want to deal with you for whatever reason. Like the last time, a couple of weeks ago, I was walking in the shops. We're already in there. They've already sold out way before I even walked in there. How come you're not contacting again to reorder? And then when you go in there and ask them to reorder, they want you to email, and then you're playing this game. But I mean, you got to be persistent. And after a while, you might give up for a little bit, have to put it down and get back to it. But you have to stay on top of it. These guys, most comic book shops are getting a list, right? They're pre-ordering. So they're going to send them out they're going to email blast all their clients on their email list and get pre-sales already. They're already sold before they're even in there. With us, independents or any independent, they're taking a chance on, is it going to sell? How, your price point's not right. It's twice as much as these other books. A lot of places, they may do consignment. You don't know. It's just all the terms that you work out with
them. And we are pursuing distribution with, like, we got shot down by Penguin Random House. We've contacted Lunar, waiting to hear back from them. Diamond is a little bit tricky. I'm trying to understand, like, what exactly they are talking about, because it's not just doesn't feel very straightforward, and that always is a warning sign to me. Yeah, we're trying.
Diamond not being straightforward?
Yeah, I've heard stories of them.
No. So then the question, like I have on, just to kind of throw it out there. So if you guys, why wouldn't you guys try to pitch this through like an Image or a Dark Horse, or have them kind of take over and start doing the publication and the distribution? Like, for people who are, trying to get into the scene, what would stop them, or what would prevent you guys from going that route?
Once you relinquish your publishing, you own nothing. You're done. And we want to keep creative control. So once you release that, they have all rights to a movie, an animation. You have no creative control over it. All we're looking for is a distribution. We want to keep everything ourselves. Image is actually, they do that. They let their artists keep their publishing. But there's certain things that these people are looking for now, right? They want to look at your Instagram. How many followers do you have? How many sales do you have? No, how many, and then that's hard for us or any business. You're looking at how much is the social media translating to an actual sale? Is it even worth it? A lot of it's not. It's just a hype contest, right? Popularity contest on social media. You have better luck of just going to these cons and being out there and being, face to face with these people or events. I mean, you could waste a lot of time on social media. And it gets you, Nate. And it could, I mean, it's just like, look, it makes you look big, but does it really transfer into sales? Yeah, cool. You have 100,000 followers, let's say. How many sales are you getting off that? Are you getting 1%, 2%, 10? Probably, you're not getting that many. Unless you're like, some superstar like whoever, that just anytime they drop something, it instantly sells out. But it's starting up, it's hard.
And I don't fully understand all of the rules and things of the different distribution companies, or publishing companies, sorry. Like I've heard with Image, like you can put the Image Eye on your book. You have to print out 20,000 copies. So it brings your price per unit down. And then you're supposed to market. And from what I understand, you may get off as a new title like 5,000. Well, what do you do with the other 15,000? I mean, you're sitting on a lot of money, and it's like, I don't personally have that kind of money to sit on. So, and I might not understand that fully, but it's like we're having new conversations all the time. To change gears a little bit, we had a recent conversation, and we're going to be doing a Spanish version of Night of the Chihuahuas. And we're a media outlet from is Latin America, LATAM, contacted us, and I mean, it sounds exciting, it sounds cool, it's a lot more work, but it just like you never know where it's going to go, and hopefully some of these conversations will turn into sales, because Josh is right. Like I spend an exorbitant amount of time scrolling through social media, but trying to watch the industry, build contacts, build a following. And I don't know. I mean, we just got in touch with a well-known artist. I would say very well-known artist that said he would do a cover for us. And he's even willing to work within a great price range for us, but does it actually equal sales? Like, if you have a guy with 10,000 followers, like, we get him on board, does it, and I still want to do the work with him because he's awesome, but does it really correlate into sales? And we've started trying to track, like, how much does each cover sell? Does that cover make back money and then profit us? We've actually pulled a couple covers because they weren't selling. Sorry, the long answer.
Okay. I think Todd McFarlane would sell really well.
it would be pretty cool if he did a cover for us.
Who's starting those rumors?
I heard it first on Comic Cave.
Did he say Him Lee or Jim Lee? I don't know. Man, that's interesting. That's interesting to hear. So when you guys are building connections, is it kind of everyone? Is it artist, publications? Like, is it mainly artists that you guys are trying to get in contact with, or who are some of the connections or networks that you guys are trying to build?
The funny thing is, I was actually I went to an event last night, and there was a bunch of artists there, and somebody told me that I was awkward, and because I just talk business now, like I'm I'm pretty straightforward of like, we got this, we got that, let's make this happen. And the guy was like, you need to be able to talk to the artist, get to know them. And I agree. And I used to be very extroverted in the sense like I would just talk to anybody about anything forever. And Josh and I, in our beginnings of our friendship, it was all about networking, what we were into. So it's kind of like a constant thing that's just naturally happening, I think, with Josh and I. When we go to events and stuff, it's just, meeting people, talking, asking questions, building relationships. And I don't know if I told you guys last time, but I'm reaching for the stars. I contacted Peach Momoko. I contacted David Nakayama. I've just like if one of them said yes, I'd be like, here you go. Make a cover for us. Yeah. To me, that means sales, right? And we would have an awesome cover by a well-known artist. But yeah, I think it's just kind of like a little bit of who we are in. Yeah.
You have to have that balance of want to be creative, you want to have your business, and then you have the network. If you can balance those three out, not get stuck in one mindset.
And Josh, why comics? What was it about comics in particular that you?
I just wanted to help out my friend Nate. And then it turned.
It did go kind of crazy, but Josh actually has a story, and then we're starting to develop. And I think I told you guys about a couple or one that I was working on, but I think our heart in all of this lays in like actually telling some of our own stories. Neither the Chihuahuas is like a proving ground, and we're learning, but I don't know. Josh has more collectibles than anyone I know, and not just comics. He has like collections of collections, and like I'm gonna collect rare gems, and I'm gonna collect wings of dead birds. he just has so many collections, but he loves comic books too. And I feel like I'm answering for him, but it's the point of like storytelling, and it's something we can enjoy. We were making jokes about slabs and raw and virgin, like all these terms. He was first getting into, like, what are we doing? You got some raw over here, huh?
DEA is going to kick down our door quick. We got the raw, we got the slabs.
No versions though.
Oh man.
So what's a grell in your collection, Josh?
Dude's literally got the
Give me a minute. Give me 1 second.
Right, here we go.
And I don't know how much more time we have, but I wanted to plug a couple of the things we're writing, and
Go
then
for it.
Let's hear it.
Yeah,
Kickstarter. You want to do it right now?
go for it. Oh wait,
let's let him listen.
Wait,
yeah. It was at a moment's notice.
You guys see this?
Yeah.
No, but you got to see the
You see-
remark.
You got to see the remark in his chest. There's a hologram of Logan and his sign.
Who did it?
Joe Rubenstein.
Nice.
Nice. I like
Yeah, we
that.
just saw him this past weekend in Ontario.
Yeah.
Can you see that? The hologram?
Yeah,
Right here.
Yeah, I see it.
that's
Yeah,
so cool.
That's dope.
Then he signed it up here.
That's
And I have it for sale on eBay, but yeah. I got the entire Infinity Gauntlet double sign graded.
very good.
That
He's
was
got
another guy I networked with. Ron Lim said he would do a cover for us too for a decent price.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. dude.
Chihuahua in space holding the gauntlet.
Yeah.
there's you could have so much fun with it, man. Oh,
And then like when we were doing, where was I at? The Sacramento Con. And Nate had texted me. He was like, "Go find Boba Fett." He hit us up on Instagram. And I was like, "I don't even know who Boba Fett is." Like if he's not in his costume, I don't know, right? And he's like, "Oh, whatever." I forgot what his name was. So I went over there and talked to him, and he had a line. He had a long line of people trying to, autographs and pictures. And I waited and I was like, hey man, was that you that was on our Instagram, or was it an intern or somebody? He's like, no, that's me. It's like I just started doing these things and I was checking out who was going to be there. And he's like, hey, come back here with me. Let's chat it up for a little bit, and like there was people waiting in line, and he was like the most down to earth guy I've met. He was like, no, it's hard for anybody in this business. We need to help each other out, stick together. I forgot what was his name, Nate. The guy was just so cool. Like, we're behind the thing just talking, and he took a picture with me in the comic. I got his number, and he's a real down to earth guy.
That's the actor who played Boba Fett, right?
Yeah, he played Jango Fett as a kid, and now he's playing.
That's I forgot his name.
They did too.
It's Boba Fett, dude.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
awesome.
Boba Fett, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Daniel Logan.
Yeah, there you go.
It said his name earlier, Logan.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so
Can't think.
coming into works, anything that you can reveal?
I want to show a grail that I got, but I'll
Go for it. Yeah.
okay, I'll be right back.
Hey, where's your show the interior book 4?
He's
Yes.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's lost. Yeah, he has quite a lot of comics.
Nice. That's what we're
Yeah,
all.
I'm kind of just trying to take the ones I had when I grew up in the 80s and get them signed and get them graded. And give it
Are you reading
I
anything
don't know.
right now, Josh?
Excuse me?
Anything modern that you're reading right now? Like anything current that's coming out on a monthly basis that you're like, dang, that's dope. I need to keep reading that.
There's a Project Blue Book Files comic that's getting ready to come out. If it hasn't already come out, that I'm interested in. Know more about the alien stuff way in the 60s. And it was a real government project. This comics. No, I mean, we all grew up watching X-Files, right? So we know what's going on. Vaccine, what was that smallpox vaccine? They showed it in the next. No. But I like those kind of sci-fi type stuff that you never know. Could it be true? You don't know. Maybe not. Is it far-fetched? You'll never know, but it's cool to read.
Absolutely. Those are some of the most fun comics for sure.
Dude.
I just got done reading 8 Billion Genies and Golden Rage.
Yes.
8 Billion Genies, I was kind of surprised at the ending, but it was a fun build-up, and Golden Rage is like Golden Girls meets survival horror.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
They show them the interiors of book 4.
Nice.
Oh shit, that's nice.
So we had some scheduling issues with the artist that took over on number 3, and Eric Ruiz, who will be finishing. He starts the interiors on issue 5 on the 1st of June. He brought together the styles real well. So when you guys actually do get a chance to look, we've had to change artists. I mean, it's the plague of a small self-published book. But everybody that's gotten it loves it, and says that the story really helps carry it. And I guess it happened in an X-Men series in like the late 90s, that it was actually on purpose, where they were like switching the artists up in the series. Like, so it's not unheard of, which I'm glad to hear about.
I think it's clever. Like, you have a different perspective each issue, and it doesn't have to always be the same artist. So it's fantastic because it's an indie book. So I expect fun craziness to happen in indie books like that.
And even in the bigger, like 48-page like Spider-Man's, even the more modern ones, you have different art. Like you got Humberto Ramos doing like pages 6 and 7, and then 9 and 11, and then you got like Edgar Delgado doing a couple, and it's all mixed up. And I remember reading through some of those, and it's supposed to be one continuous story, and yet you see the differences in art. So it's not like it doesn't happen in a single issue either. It does tend to happen. It just depends on the artist schedule and things like that. So definitely not
a little.
Yeah.
I was a little afraid that people would be unforgiving, but it's very encouraging to hear that.
Show must go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
That's-
Marvel and DC doing it. Trust
Yeah,
me,
why
man.
can't
Yeah,
you?
why can't
You
you?
got a story to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Story
exactly.
needs to go.
Yeah, don't let that be a reason
Yeah,
you
don't
guys
ever.
stop.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, just keep going.
Here's my recent grail.
The
Oh
Momoko.
wow.
Is that
Is that
Peach
Momoko?
Momoko.
Momoko, right? Signed?
Yeah. Peach Momoko 1 in 100 Daredevil variant.
Yeah,
I think signed,
Nice.
graded. That's the last comic I bought. That was a while ago. My wife told me I couldn't buy any more comics after that. I had to take a break.
I got a sketch from her before she became famous.
Nice.
I never CGC'd it though.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
her.
It's unverified. It's probably not real.
I like her.
He got it from Jose when he was drunk.
He was drinking peach schnapps.
Peach schnapps. No, dude. I get down, man, when I get drunk.
All right, let's get the plug for the upcoming projects.
Yes,
from
what's
you guys.
coming up?
So we're on social media. It's just Night of the Chihuahuas, one word. And then it's CHIHUAHUAS. So Night of the Chihuahuas on Instagram and Facebook. We just started TikTok, but I don't know how to use it yet. I'm that old. I was this many years old when I figured out I didn't know how to use TikTok. And we're on Kickstarter. So I don't know if you guys might put up a graphic, but I can send it, but it's bit.ly/Killer Dogs 4 is our Kickstarter that we're doing right now. We are funded. It doesn't mean that like we don't need any more help. It's it takes a lot to make a comic book, so we kept our goal low so we would get what we hit. So anybody that wants to pledge and join in, we appreciate the help. It makes it us to be able to finish the series, and then also to be able to I don't want to, how do I say it, I don't want to sound greedy, but like we also want to come back to zero, like Josh is saying. So the money that it takes to put into it, we would like to recoup that as well. So anybody that participates and helps out, it really helps the project, and then it also helps future projects come out, which maybe we can talk about too.
Yeah, go for it.
So I told you guys about Killer Hair. Do you remember that one?
Vaguely last time.
It's about a woman whose hair gets possessed and it starts killing people.
Yes.
Without her permission. So she's like basically fighting her hair, and it's turned into a bit of an allegory of mental health, which is kind of fun. It's once again meant to be campy, somewhat gory. There's a project called Family Man. The storyboards will be ready tomorrow, or the layouts. And I don't really know what to say without giving it away. I would love for you guys to like read it and like have a raw reaction to about halfway through the book. It starts off with 4 kids going to a spooky house, totally troped out, but what happens in the middle is like kind of mind bending, and not in like a sci-fi way. It would like you'd like laugh like what just happened, and then it goes down a really weird path and ends off on a note that leaves you wanting more. So
Can I read it?
can I say hi?
No, thank you.
All right. And then Josh, I don't know if he wants to talk about his thing. Not yet. Okay. Well, we're working away.
And there's a whole bunch of different covers, I believe, right? Stretch goals on the current Kickstarter for issue 4, right? That's the different covers you showed, and
Yeah,
very cool.
there's we're actually doing a Black, White, and Blood series, which are almost like negatives of the images, and they look super creepy. So we have prints of those for the stretch goals, but we will be printing out books with the Black, White, and Blood. inside red, some panels with red for blood, and you guys know the game. So
Yeah,
Absolutely. That's sick.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
and yeah, we're going to Phoenix Fan Fusion June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We'll be there with issue 4, putting the book out for the first time at a Comic-Con, aside from the Kickstarter sales. And we'll have David will be on a couple of panels. I believe I'm going to be on one of those panels with David about how to make your own story. It's called Write Your Own Damn Story. So, encouraging people to take their ideas and kind of go forth. Don't worry so much about, is it the proper format? Just like get it out there. So,
And last
Booth numbers.
Fusion was your guys' first convention, right?
no, we actually had one smaller one before that, but it was our first big one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys check them out.
Definitely.
Yes,
Big
please
celebration
come through. If you say Comic Cave is the best, we'll give you a free prize.
Oh, dang. There you go.
You got it.
That's another soundbite.
Yes.
Is that off Robux?
All right.
right.
Nice.
Well, we're happy you guys are keeping it going, man. We're really stoked. We always, any chance we get, we do pitch it. People liked it. Like even with the giveaways, they loved all the books. They were taken back a little bit, like, what the heck is this? And we tell them the story, the premise. They're like, oh, dang. It's just fun, man. And I think that's what you guys, are really aiming for, to have fun with it. As much work as it is, we appreciate it. There's people out there that appreciate it. So definitely keep it going and keep us up to date with any new projects that you guys got coming out.
Definitely.
Thank you. Will
Thank
do.
you.
All right, then. You guys have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Check out the Kickstarter. We'll have all the links below. Until then, we're in the Comic Cave. We're out.
Arf, arf.
Bing.